Welcome to the initiative HP Online Teaching Assistant by HP Education. Today we will explain how to use Google Meet for student meetings. In today's educational session, we'll learn how to create class meetings combining tools in Google Meet and Google Classroom. Today's objectives are going to be to learn about the Meet and Classroom interface, to organize meetings with the class, and how to add a very useful extension, Meet Attendance. Let's begin. First, we need to understand what Meet is and what Google Classroom is. What is Google Meet? It's an application that allows us to do video conferences, have meetings with members of our educational community, with fellow teachers, parents, and guardians of our students, and especially, as we'll see today, with our students. Now, what is Google Classroom? It's a tool also provided by Google with the mission of collaboratively managing the classroom entirely online, which will afford students 100% distance learning. Meetings can also be scheduled and held virtually with our students. Today, we'll look at a merger that allows us to have meetings with students between Google Classroom and Google Meet, with the addition of the Meet Attendance, which allows us to take attendance of our students to know whether they have attended this meeting or not. Now let's practice. The first thing I'm going to show you is how Meet works, and then we go to Google Classroom and combine both. So the first thing we have to do is sign in to Google. I have my Google Chrome open and my account is already linked, as you can see here. It is important that it be the account of your organization. Now we click on the 9 dots which takes us to the Google App Drawer and search for Meet. To start a meeting, we simply click on Join or Start a Meeting and include a name, Meeting with 6th graders. Click on Continue, and here we can enable or disable the microphone and the camera. I will disable both because I do not need them, and now click on Join. So this is the meeting. The Meet interface is very simple. Here where the name of our meeting is, Meeting with 6th graders, we find the join-in information to access the meeting. I can click on Copy Join-in info and pass it to my students on a blog, Google site, or in whatever way you have to communicate with them. Then I'd copy it, paste it, and send it. Another option we have to give them access to the meeting is to give them the meeting code. This will always be from the / onward to the end. We copy this and pass it on to the students. Then they access Meet, and here, in Join, they can paste the code we gave them and click Continue. And they'd be in. Now, what does Meet let us do? Access the details of our meeting, enable and disable the microphone and the camera, turn on captions, show the screen. In case we want to share something with our students, we can choose between these 3 options: full screen, a specific window, for example, a presentation or some application that is open on my computer, or a Chrome tab if I want to see a video on YouTube or from a specific web page. Then in the 3 dots we have Change Layout. This tiled option is really good for when all the students are present because we can see all their faces. Full screen. Turn on captions. If you have students with hearing difficulties, this comes in very useful. Settings. To configure the audio and video of your device. In this icon we see the attendees. And here is the chat to write to the students. We will see all these features in Google Classroom since Meet is a built-in feature of Google Classroom. Now let's get into Google Classroom. Again, I go to Chrome and look for Classroom. Once there, we can create a class with the plus sign, Create Class. Let's call it Mathematics Grade 6A. We can fill out the rest of the sections or not. It's completely optional, and we click Create. Once the class has been created, this would be the class code we send to our students so that they can join the meeting. We click on Copy Invite Link and send it to our students by the means we use to communicate with them. Now we will see how Meet is already integrated. For this, you can click here where it says Generate Meet Link. Generate and click Copy and Save. And just below the class code, we will see our Meet link, which will always be available for all the concurrent sessions of this class. Now I'm going to write to my entire class. Hello, we have a meeting on Meet. We publish it so they can receive the notification. I recommend here that the teacher logs on first. To do so, you just have to click on the meeting link and it will take you to Meet. It's just as I explained in the beginning. I'll disable my microphone and camera here and click Join Now. Now, from another window, I'll log in as if I were a student. I previously logged in with a student's Google account, and I have entered Classroom. So I copy the class code. Let's suppose I sent it by email and the student did receive it. Then, from their classroom, they should go to the plus sign and click on the option Join Class. Here, you can paste the code, and that's it. So here you can see the two windows, on the left as the teacher and on the right as a student. The teacher, as you can see, is already in the meeting in Meet, and as student, I can already see in the class I've joined that the teacher has made an announcement, saying that we have a meeting in Meet. The student has the same options to enable or disable the microphone and camera. I'll disable both. If I go to the participants icon, I can see the student who joined the meeting. Now suppose the student turns on the microphone and background noise can be heard that's not letting us hear today's lesson. Then, as teacher, we can mute it. We look for the student's name, disable the microphone, and that's it. Now suppose a student isn't doing what's expected, being disruptive, trying to sabotage the class, meaning he needs a timeout. As teacher, we can remove the student from the meeting with this button, which is right next to the microphone. This is a last resort in case you cannot reason with the student. Now let's look at the Meet Attendance extension. We type in the Chrome browser, Meet Attendance. We click here, and we see the option Add to Chrome appears. We click, and this message appears. We click Add Extension, then update our meeting window to show the extension, and you're done. As you see here, an attendance booklet appears, and we also see this window that asks us to choose an account. In this case, I'm working from this one, and it asks for access to my Google account. I click Allow, and with this, we've finished configuring this extension to take the class attendance. Once configured, if we click here, it takes us to a Google Sheet with the attendance report. Here, the date and time of admission and the name of the student will appear. This will let us know who joined the meeting. This will be all for today. Thank you for watching this video offered by HP Online Teaching Assistant, an initiative of HP Education.